I, 23F, helped my best friend, 23M, lose weight and get fit. I'm really attracted to him now. Should I ask him out, or is that a bad idea? We've been friends since we were kids and he's always been overweight. It wasn't something he seemed to be concerned about when we're younger, but as time went on he grew more insecure. By the time we got to college he fell into depression and became extremely withdrawn. Our friendship has always been a little complex, but I wanted to help him out. I'm very into fitness. Today I'm a personal trainer and sports, so I offered to be his workout buddy. Every time I offered any help he would reject me. I was frustrated because I knew he wanted to change his life around, but his defeatist attitude was stopping him from achieving that. I just hated to see him so down and depressed all the time. One day I had a serious discussion with him. I'll admit I gave him some tough love. After a lengthy conversation he agreed to start working out with me. I created an exercise plan specifically for him and helped him meal prep every week. We used to get up super early every day to go jogging. He was definitely struggling during the first few months, but eventually got accustomed to the routine. That was around 3 years ago. Today he looks like an entirely different person. Although he always thanks me for all the support, he even wrote me a very long thank you letter. Haha. I truly believe that he could have pulled this off without me. We still work out together whenever possible, and our bond has actually gotten stronger because of this experience. Anyway, the problem is that I'm ridiculously attracted to him now. I've always liked his personality, obviously, but now he's physically attractive too, so it's all pretty overwhelming. I really surprised myself when I realized I get jealous when girls hit on him, or when they ask me who that hot guy is. He's super oblivious and just thinks women are being nice to him. Last week we hung out and he surprised me with a homemade gift basket. I told him that he doesn't have to do this stuff, but he said that he enjoys doing it. It was really sweet and I kinda wanted to ask him how he feels about going on dates, but felt too awkward. I feel like he might say it's better to stay friends. Also, he's been texting another girl, and although he insists they're just friends, I feel like he'd rather be in a relationship with her. She is super gorgeous and really nice. I've discussed this with my friends and they all think it's a bad idea. They said that I'm being fake because his personality is still the same and that I only want a relationship because he's hot now. It's annoying because they sexualize everything, even though I've repeatedly explained that this isn't just about sex. I feel like he and I grew closer over the years and I like everything about him. They keep telling me that I should leave him alone so that he can find a girl who really cares about him. I think that it's unfair to say that because I've always cared. But are they right? Is it even a good idea to ask him out? Am I a bad person for wanting a relationship now? I'm really conflicted. I think you need to ask yourself the question if you are only attracted to him now that he looks different, or if you are actually falling in love with him because of that and the fact that you grew closer over the years. If this is just sexual attraction, then I agree with your friends that you should leave it alone, but if you actually have feelings for him, then I don't see why you shouldn't give it a shot if you sense that he may reciprocate those feelings. Think Up also needs to ask herself if he gains weight or doesn't look as good in the future, will she still want to be with him? If not, leave him alone. If yes, then go for it. Listen, speaking as a plus-size woman, people need to be attracted to who they love. I've known that my whole life and never once was I offended if someone wasn't attracted to me. My husband now loves me and thinks I'm beyond sexy the way I am, and because of that my confidence has skyrocketed. So honestly, if him getting in shape made him more attractive to you, there's nothing wrong with that. But here's where the issue lays in my opinion. He will know his newfound body is what made you want to date him, and honestly he's going to constantly have that in the back of his mind. If he puts on a few pounds here and there, will it affect how you see him? Think it could become an anxiety issue in the future for him, and it may even cause him to always worry you may cheat and become extremely insecure in TG relationship. I think if you were to date him, there would need to be some serious conversations had by both, and you are going to have to think deep about your intentions. I feel like the responses so far are pretty mixed, and TBH I feel pretty mixed about this too. At the end of the day it's your life and your call, but you have to be prepared for this going a lot of ways. On the one hand, he could have been into you this whole time and never thought he was good enough, and now with you asking him out he'll find the chance. On the other hand, if he just looks at you as a friend, this could crush him to think that his longtime friend suddenly wants to get with him now that he's hot. And, I know it's not just for that like you said, but that's how it'll come across. I think your friends were a bit cruel but weren't entirely wrong. I'd just try and gauge his feelings a bit more, and then decide if the risks of him viewing you differently, turning you down, and the friendship changing are worth the reward of a potential relationship. Best of luck. Ask yourself what your true feeling for him are. Do you like him just because he is hot? Or do you feel like you have developed a close bond between the two of you while you were doing these things together? I don't think it's wrong to ask someone out, especially if you have formed a close bond between one another. But if it is only for his looks, I wouldn't do it. Slowly developed a close bond with my best friend back in high school. Although I also thought he was attractive, I slowly developed feeling for him. I loved hanging around him, his personality, I just really liked him as a person. But if you truly have feeling for him, I would go for it. Just be prepared to explain your actual feelings to him and not because you are hot. Are you still going to feel the same if when he backslides? You seem to acknowledge that the bulk of your current attractiveness to him is how fit he has become. What happens if he loses that hot bod? My 27F husband, 32M, pissed on our couch again. I'm at my wit's end and need to figure out how to move forward. Background: we have known each other for 10 years, been together for 7 and married for a bit over 2 now. Located in the US. My husband has had chronic issues with drinking. It started out with heavy partying when we were younger. I did it, too. He was molested as child and I believe he has used substances to cope since reaching adulthood. He smokes weed pretty much daily and drinks often, usually justifying downing a whole 6-pack of IPAs while gaming with the bros. He's one of those people who do not have a cap and sleeps heavy. He also has a very small bladder. It is nearly impossible to wake him up. Emil has been visiting and staying in our guest bedroom this past weekend. Today, it was our turn to host. We cooked up food and had Bill, his GF and their daughter over. We picked up some vodka for everyone and I begrudgingly reminded my husband to not overdrink, pace himself, etc. I received my first COVID shot yesterday and after running to the stores, helping prep dinner and getting some food prepped for the week, I was tired and went to bed early. I'm talking like 6 p.m. early. I woke up at 11 p.m. to see my husband passed out on our recently bought $4,400 leather couch with a wet spot under him. This is, unfortunately, not the first time this has happened. It's actually the third with this couch. Countless times otherwise and many fights to try to get him to stop drinking in excess. The first time with this couch was just a few days after we received it. He fell asleep drunk, pissed himself and vomited in his sleep. He could have asphyxiated. Paid $250 to have a repair done to a brand new $4,400 couch. We agreed when we bought this that he would stay off of it if he was drinking, especially at night. We've argued. He always feels ashamed. I'm never trying to shame him, but this is literally the most expensive thing we've ever purchased and he's just straight up pissing all over it. We've tried other things to no avail. Cold turkey taking alcohol out of the house doesn't help because the ultimatums never last and I don't need to be his fucking mom telling him no you can't drink. I want a partner, not a man-child. I've tried talking to him about getting therapy. He never actually goes. At the end of the day, the couch is just a thing, but it really fucking sucks watching it get ruined when it was supposed to be an investment that will last us many years and it was so expensive. I should say, Our relationship is generally a good one. This is the biggest hurdle we face. We work well together, we communicate, we're never intentionally mean or hurtful to one another, and at the end of the day, we love each other. Occasionally there is a little attitude because he doesn't feel like doing something, aka adulting, but he usually gets over it and gets it done anyways. I just don't know what to do here. He is probably going to end up dead if something doesn't change. I don't even know how to attempt to get him into a healthier mental space where he can start to heal and stop using weed and drinking to cope. This started out as an angry post, but after typing it all out I'm realizing how helpless I feel about it all. Too long didn't read. My husband uses substances to cope, including drinking, which has led him to urinate on our new $4,400 couch 3 times now. This puts a huge wrench in our relationship. I don't know how to move forward with getting a handle on his substance use. Update: I've been up since 11 p.m. last night, reading all of your comments, researching and trying to figure out our next course of action. His mom is still here and I snuck away and talked to her for a few minutes while he was in the bathroom. She has been thinking the same and worried. I'll be talking to him tonight about our best plan moving forward. First and foremost, I'm going to stop enabling him and get myself some help through Al-Anon, because this has made me realize how codependent we really are. His mom just confirmed this. She is a recovered alcoholic and so was his father. His mom really struggled with getting dad under control. I will be serious therapy with him this afternoon. Last update: we just had a good talk. Everyone can sit here and tell me to leave, but at the end of the day, you don't know my husband and you don't know me. He is not to the point of needing to the hospital for withdrawals. He binge drinks beer a few nights a week. There are different levels of alcoholism and he is not currently on the level where he has withdrawal symptoms and would need supervision. On that note, we've both agreed no more alcohol for either of us, understanding that we are perpetuating a cycle greater than ourselves. He's completely good with this and wants to stop. No resistance. He hates it as much as I do. His mom was encouraging therapy on the way to the airport. We talked about the life we are going to miss out on, having a functional relationship and kids someday, and the lack of resolve if neither of us change. I cried about the possibility of him asphyxiating or dying 10 years from now for liver damage. He agreed to get some professional assistance. His only reserve was that it makes him feel uncomfortable and like a mental patient, but he wants the help and is willing to do so. We both know we need to get professionals involved to resolve the underlying issues of why we keep falling back in the same cycles and to make the changes stick. Thank you to the helpful commenters on this thread. I appreciate that you've opened my eyes to some of the reasons we were failing in the past, my enabling. I'll try to update in 6 months or so to let you all know where we're at. It's not your responsibility to get a handle on his substance abuse. There's a difference between drinking a 6-pack of IPAs and drinking so heavily that you're pissing yourself at 11 p.m. As of now, he knows that you're not going anywhere. From the sound of it, there has never been any real repercussion for his substance abuse, except for some new furniture. Show him that you're serious. Ask someone that you trust, like a friend or a family member, if you can stay with them for a week. Tell him exactly what you just told us. I don't know how to move forward if you don't change. Then, tell him you need a few days to seriously think about stuff. Don't respond to his texts/calls. Force him to reflect on his behavior and life choices. He's an addict. He's powerless over his addiction. That's nothing to be ashamed of. He can always come talk to us over at r/Reddit in recovery 24/7, 365. Addicts can be blind to how our choices affect the ones we love. Unfortunately, we're going to keep sticking out hand in the fire until we get burned. I hope you and your husband can see this through. He's very lucky to have such a loyal, loving partner by his side. I can tell you want what's best for him. Sounds like he needs some tough love from you right now. I am 27, just found out my girlfriend, F27, of 4 years has been cheating on me. I'm stuck in the last 2 days of vacation with her and my family. So, The text is very descriptive. I'm in the last 2 days of family, mine, vacation and found explicit text messages of my girlfriend of years cheating on me with a co-worker of hers. There seems to be nothing sexual, yet, or not disclosed in messages maybe, but to me cheating is cheating. There are a couple messages in which she called him my love and so on. I'm looking for advice on how to proceed with this. I'm far from a hot-headed person and I think this can help me navigate through this. Thanks for any help you can provide.